Bonjour and welcome to French for people who have had a little bit of Spanish. You will need, vous avez besoin de votre cahier et un crayon ou un stylo. So you will be taking notes today. S'il te plaît, tenez à la page 9, assuming that you are using the interactive notebook setup. That is also detailed in another video of mine. And we will start, comme toujours, avec la date et un titre. So with the date and a header. So I'm going to go down and put today's date. C'est le 4 octobre 2016. Et pour le titre, for the title, today we're going to start with les pronoms de sujet. Les pronoms de sujet. And these are subject pronouns. So, to sort of take a look at how this works in French, normally we take a look at how it works in English. However, if you've already studied a little bit of Spanish, you've seen these before. So let's go over them en anglais. En anglais, the subject pronouns are I, you, he, she, and it on the singular side. And then in another column, let's put the plural. The plural of I is we. The plural of you is you plural. Plural of he, she, and it are they. Okay? So then, let's take a look at what you may have learned en español. So, en español, les pronoms sujets, or los pronombres de sujeto, the subject pronouns in Spanish. There are more of them in Spanish. And on the singular side, you may remember that they are yo, tú, con acento, él, con acento, ella, usted, y al plural, nosotros, vosotros, which you may remember is used only in Spain, ellos, ellas, y ustedes. So there are more subject pronouns in Spanish than there are in English. Because Spanish and French are related, there will be some similarities between the subject pronouns in Spanish and the subject pronouns in French. Alors, en français, and remember la cédille when you write français, otherwise you have written franquais. Why? Because accents are part of spelling. En français, the equivalent of I is je or J apostrophe in case of a vowel. Tu, identical to Spanish, no accent. Il, which you can see is related to the Spanish, he. Elle, which is she. And a special pronoun that only appears in French, which is on. These two, usted and ustedes, have no direct equivalent. Well, they do have a direct equivalent in French, but they work differently. So the plural of je is nous. The plural of tu is vous. And the plural of il is il pluriel. So to form a plural, we add an S, and elle pluriel avec un S. Okay. So to translate these, we have I, you, singular, and familiar or informal. You can see the word family right in here. So two is what you would use with people your own age or younger, small children and pets, and sometimes with your family, depending on your family. There may be that one great aunt you only see once in a while, so you may use a different pronoun for her. C'est une V. Il is the word for he. Elle means she. And on, which is interesting, it's a very French thing. On is most easily translated as one, but is more usually translated as we, or it could be they, or it could be people in general. It's a very multi-purpose pronoun, and it is sometimes difficult to get a handle on how to use it correctly. It conjugates the same as il and elle, so it is a third-person singular pronoun, but it does not have a corresponding plural. So nous means we, vous is you, but this you is either polite or plural, which makes it equivalent to usted and ustedes in Spanish. But it has a different translation than usted and ustedes. Remember, usted and ustedes translate like the third-person pronouns. So il is they, il pluriel is they, and that is masculine or mixed group. And elle is they, feminine. Now, the difference here, remember, is that you could have 3,847 women and one man, and you would still have to use il pluriel as a mixed group. French, like Spanish, has only two genders, two grammatical genders. Everything is either masculine or feminine, unlike English, it, which is gender neutral. Okay. Now, to sort of look at one more thing with this, which will help with verbs, is let's take a look at how these break out in categories. So we have the idea of first person, which includes I or me. So anytime you have one or more people, so if you have a group of people and one of them is me, you automatically have first person. And these are je and nous. Then you have second person. And second person, being second on the chart, includes you, but not me, because if it included me, it would be first person. And those pronouns are tu and vous. And then you have third person. And third person is how we talk about everyone else. Everyone else, but not you or me. If I talk about 17 people by name, Jack and Fred and Alex and Billy, and you, then I have second person. If I have Wilfredo and Chico and Luke and Jen, then, and me, then I have first person, so I would have we. And all of the third person pronouns are il, elle, on, il pluriel, and elle pluriel. Okay? And you'll remember that in Spanish, these are first person, these are second person, and all of these down here, these 6 pronouns, are third person. In French, we have first, second, and third, with no ambiguity. In Spanish, we include a you in our third person, which is a little confusing. So just to make it all the way through, up here in English, we have first person, second person, and third person. We'll actually put a bracket and put third down here. And what ends up happening with this is this helps us when we get to conjugating verbs. How are things grouped? What are they like? Which is why we have 2 columns, singulier et pluriel, so singular and plural. That is all for this lesson. I'm going to add this information à l'indice, to the index, so please make sure you add la date. Please use whatever date is appropriate for you. And this was page 9, 10. Les pronoms de sujet. Merci.